So let me invite lawyer Carlo Zaganini, and we will talk about cybersecurity, how it affects our lives, businesses, and where we stand today, and how we solve and how we protect ourselves.
Abel, thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me at these beautiful venues and conference. I would start with a little framework on what is a cybercrime and why actually the issue is getting so clear and so wide to our... Okay, thank you very much. As you know, the technological developments and the increasing of the use of internet and all the social media, for example, have facilitated and innovated methods for committing computer crimes. The term cybercrimes typically refers to offenses committed through the use of internet and computer or telematic systems. This includes crimes whose commission was facilitated by the use of computer, as opposed to crimes in which computers are the material object of the criminal behavior. Nevertheless, the term cybercrimes has a dual meaning. Computer crimes in the strict sense, these are criminal offenses in which the computer profile, your mobile, your computer, your tablet, the software, the connection, is an essential element of the conduct and or the event. Therefore, there cannot be an analogous common offense as without the technological tool. It is impossible to even imagine a similar offense. Under Italian law, law number 48, 2008, introduced categories of cybercrimes in the strict sense, in the sense we are speaking now, such as the crimes under section 615 ter, quater, 6117 quarter, 635 bis, 635 quarter of the Italian Criminal Code, as well the section 41 bis of the Criminal Code. When I say, as you probably reckon, the Latin word bis ter quater, this is the reason why this appointment of these new sections was because the legislator introduced pure new offenses using the term bis, ter, quater, because they rely and they copy the previous one, 615, just introducing the element of the computer. And of course, the legislator extended the discipline of forgeries to crime, having as their object the falsification of the telematic public documents. So, as a matter of fact, the Italian legislator, since 2008, has been able to copy all the forgeries, frauds, and falsification that were originally provided, but committed in other ways, not using the IT system. At the second stage, computer crime could be defined in a broad sense. These are criminal offenses in which the IT element outlines particular and possible ways of executing the crime, but does not characterize its classification, constituting a mere expansion of the methods of committing offenses already previously typified let's think, everybody, to, for example, the sentimental fraud. The fraud, the typical fraud is provided under section 640 of the Italian Criminal Code. The meaning of this offense has been expanded in very different ways since the fraudster, the wrongdoers, has been able to operate through the means of, for example, the social media. Let's think about the social media where you can meet people for sentimental reason or to find a partner without expressing the names. Those kind of frauds where a beautiful girl or a very rich and powerful man that depicts himself or herself as a perfect future husband or wife, actually it has been much more easier to present himself as the possible goal of a beautiful wedding and then of an happy sentimental life finally at the age of 50, for example. But this little piece of human reality declined in the computer and internet social media has been the origin of thousands and thousands of disparate men, disparate women, and big losses suffered by the victim of these crimes. Which is the reason of this? The reason of this is very simple to understand. There is no actual sentimental involvement. Internet, it's a cool instrument where you can just write down your message and you can register the response from the victim of the crime, just doing a very cool job with no emotional extensions. The method of committing the above mentioned crime fraud vary. Below we provide a list of increasingly common types of fraud. Advancement payment fraud. Criminal use different types of prepayment fraud with various techniques. The basic techniques used by criminals to offer you something for which you will need to pay in advance. Do you remember the African scams, the Nigeria scams, when everybody of us has been reaching letter, my grandmother just left me 70 million and please give me 2,000 because I have to corrupt the last public officer in Nigeria and then the 70 million will be on your account. Overpayment desk fraud. The criminal pays something with an individual check and then demands that the remainder be paid. Inheritance fraud. The criminal tells you that you are in line to receive a huge inheritance, what we just said, but you will have to pay a fee to release the funds. Authorized payment fraud. Online banking makes money management easier for the public, but criminals are taking advantage of this banking easy and using it to defraud the public. Fraudsters pretend to belong to official entities, such as your bank, contact you via email, phone, text messages, or social media, and warn you of false suspicion or criminal activity in your bank account. At that point, they try to convince you to transfer money, to have set up a secure account to transfer your funds. In the experience of the office happened that thieves were able to pickpocket the wallet of an old lady. The wallet was of course containing all the credit cards, bancomat, ATM and so on. They called the lady pretending they were the police. And they said, Mr. Rossi, we are, Madam, Mr. Rossi, we are the police, please provide us with all the codes because we have taken and arrested the thieves, and then it's our, we have to understand if they try to. She gave all the PIN code and they stole everything. Contactless payment bank fraud. Payment referred to as contactless is a popular method. In fact, today, every 3 payments, one of 3 payments is made by this method. Contactless payment uses a wireless chip containing the user payment card data embedded in a cell phone. And this is called encoder. Could be in your mobile, could be a small machine as this one, for example, this dimension no bigger than this, the encoder, and a contactless card reader is able to query a card within 10 centimeters radius. To avoid incurring this fraud, it is necessary that you always look and check your cards and do not let them out of your sight during payment. Even for a few seconds, it is during these moments of distraction that the criminal could use a skimming device to copy your magnetic stripe data and the security code on the back. The last one, there are hundreds, I tried just to summarize the typical fraud, cyber fraud. The so-called encoder courier fraud. There are cases where the couriers will call you pretending to be bank operators or to law enforcement officer asking you for assistance with an investigation they are conducting. The games of different roles, the switching of the roles. And at this point, they will tell you that your bank account it is at risk, and have you delivered money in person, online, or through an office. If they are successful in convincing you, they will ask you to perform a task that will involve the delivery of money. Among them, they may ask you to withdraw a large sum to be handed over as a profit, or may ask you to withdraw a sum in foreign currency that will be picked up by a courier, or to provide details over the phone about the PIN, what we were telling before. Computer crimes can be abstractly committed by all those who use computer system for their activities, who is not using computer system at these days. The risk will certainly be greater in those realities whose core business is technological computer activities. Now we cannot speak about the malware and the ransomware. As you will probably know, we could remember the WannaCry 2017 ransomware, where actually hackers from Russia have been able almost to block the public health system in several countries. At that level of criminality, the IT infrastructure of the company is really crucial to. I'm going too long. I will end soon. And the liability of the corporation is to implement compliance program. As you know, in Italy we have the new law, it's called 231 of 2001, the administrative and criminal liability for the companies. The company is now allowed to predispose and to put in action the compliance program, which is something that make the idea of avoiding the commission of crime, and in particular the cyber crimes, within and in behalf and in favor of the company. And this compliance program is something that must be implemented for sure at this moment. We will talk about the AI later on, because AI is another tool that can be exploited by criminals, and already was the case. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We're gonna have quite a few questions regarding to you later on that we will touch.